welcome to another adventure here on my channel, and happy Thanksgiving! If you are using this video to escape your family, I understand and respect it. But today, we are going to be doing 3 looks with my collab palette with Ccolor Cosmetics, the Death Valley palette. None of which are the look I'm currently wearing. I actually didn't even use this palette today. I used the Sigma Warm Wishes palette because I already filmed the intro to this video, and then I accidentally deleted it and didn't notice until now, and this is actually the day before this video is supposed to go up. I waited till the last minute to edit it because yes, I am a professional, so we're just rolling with it. But anyway, all of the information about this palette is in the reveal video that I posted yesterday, which is today while I'm filming this, which I'll have linked down below. If you haven't seen it, if you want to know all the information, all of the explanation of the shades and all of that, though I will go ahead and remind you that this palette launches tomorrow, Black Friday at midnight, so tonight at midnight if you want to stay up that late, or just are a night owl like me and stay up that late anyway if you want to pick it up. And it will be launching on a special Black Friday sale price of $12. It's usually $14, and 5% of this does go to a charity working to make affordable housing available in Southern Nevada that I will have linked down below if you would like to go ahead and donate. They are a wonderful charity, which again there is more information about in the video I posted yesterday. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in to 3 looks with the Death Valley palette. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. 2 of them are actually from the promo shoot, so you'll be able to see how I did some of those looks. So here we are sitting down to do the first look with the Death Valley palette. This is my first time filming anything for this channel with this palette, and I'm gonna be honest, it still doesn't quite feel real yet. Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm sitting down to film a look with my palette. It just feels like, oh, yeah, I'm sitting down to film a tutorial. So if I don't seem as like hyped or excited as maybe I should be or that you would expect me to be, that's why. It still hasn't really sunk in yet. And at this point, I don't know if it ever will. But I am still very excited to show you this look because this is one of my personal favorite looks I've done with this palette. I'm pretty sure this look is going to be in one of the promotional images as well. If so, I'll put it up here. I haven't taken any of the promotional images yet, so we'll see. If I didn't actually include this look, then I guess we'll find out together what picture I just showed you. But it's a very simple, everyday, easy go-to look. This video will have more simple everyday and a few more pizzazzy type of eyeshadow looks, but if you know me, you know I love my everyday go-to, so this is one of my favorites, one of my go-tos, and it just felt right for the first look in this video. So I'm going to start by going in with Pinyon Juniper, and I'm just going to put this literally all over my eye, in the crease, make the whole shape with it, because this is going to be obviously the main star of the show. This is my favorite color in this palette, so it makes sense that one of my favorite looks would be mainly showing off this color. And I'm just kind of packing the shadow on and then blending as I go. This brush, it's flat, but it's a little bit fluffy, so it's really good for work like this where it's one shadow just all over the lid, a little bit blended out. Then I'm just going to take a fluffy crease brush with nothing on it and blend out the edges even more. Taking a closer look at it, I don't feel like I fully got it lined along the lash line, so I'm just going to take an angled brush and pick up more of that Pinyon Juniper shade and just press that right along the lash line so it really is just a solid shadow from lash up until it blends out. My gosh, I'm doing a look on my channel with my palette. Okay, it's becoming more real. It's becoming more real as I go. Cleaning up the edges a little bit with my CoverGirl CG Smoothers, as I usually do. And I'm not done with the top, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. So I'm going to start by taking my Nobla Cupid's Arrow, and I believe the shade 01. Yes, Arrow 1. This is just like a nude eyeliner, and I'm going to run that through the waterline. And then I'm taking more of Pinyon Juniper and just running that all along the lower lash line, and I'm going to connect it up into the top as well. I swear we'll use more shadows than this, but this look is mainly this shade. It's just such a pretty shade, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's a true, like, grungy mustard yellow. It's not too orange, and I was really picky about that. The first couple drafts they sent me of this shade were too orange, and I was like, nope, I want it yellow. I want it yellow, not orange. Just buffing that out. Now I'm going to take the shade Road Trip on my finger. However, I am picking up hardly any of this. I'm really not trying to get a coat of pigment. I just want a little bit of sparkle. And I'm gonna tap that over the lid to more make it look like this Pinion Juniper shade has some sparkle to it, rather than making it like that cool tone goldy shade all over the lid. I more just want to take the sparkle than the color. Then I'm just taking that same fluffy brush and kind of blending the crease just to make sure the sparkle doesn't just harshly end, it kind of fades as well. And now we just need to do the inner corner, and sometimes when I've done this look, I have used my face highlight today actually, Solar Sailor from Kaleidos, as an inner corner highlight, and it is beautiful with this look. But today we are sticking within the palette, so we kind of have two options, 134 as our shimmer option and Telescope Peak as our matte option. And you know what, today I'm feeling Telescope Peak, so we're gonna do a matte white inner corner. I even tapped my brush off a little bit and like, look at that. That is a darn good white. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara and lipstick, and I'll be right back. For the lips, I used my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF, and I used the NYX This Is Milky Gloss in the shade Milk and Honey, and here is the finished look. A really simple, easy 3 shadow look that I think is great for every day, but it's something a little bit different. It's something a little bit more than just your typical brown look. It has that grungy yellowness to it, but it's still neutral enough that like I'm comfortable wearing it every day to work or whatever, and I love this look. I think it's so pretty, and with my palette. Like, a look with my palette. I just shared a look with you guys from my palette. Okay, yeah. It's sinking in. It's sinking in as I do this video that like, this is a thing that is happening. So this has been one of my favorite looks that I've created when playing with this palette, and I can't wait to show you 2 more. So let's go ahead and hop right on into the second look. Hello again. It is time to do the second look. And since it's been a minute since I filmed the first look, I know for sure that this is the look I'm wearing in this promo photo right here. And I am very excited to show you this one because it's actually using a pretty new technique, well, new to me, that I just learned fairly recently from Hannah Louise Poston and her channel and her tutorials. And I've been really, really loving it. So I'm very excited to show you guys how to do it with my palette. So with this technique, you start with the like main shimmer shade, the main star of the show shade. So I'm gonna start with Mirage, this beautiful gunmetal silver, somewhere in between the two. And we're gonna start by just packing this all over the lid and even up into the crease. I'm kind of trying to shape it in like a diagonal shape, how I want the final shape of the eyeshadow look to look. Kind of how I want the final shape to go. I'm not doing it like just kind of straight across and in the crease. I'm kind of pulling it in this diagonal. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush without any product on it, and I'm just starting to blend that shadow out. Since I have hooded eyes like Hannah Louise Poston does, this technique works really well because you can still see that like main shadow even when my eyes are open. And I really like that about it. And now that I have that blend started, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the shade Breathe In. I don't necessarily want you to see this shade in the look. I just want it to help blend that silver a little more smoothly into my skin tone. And because this is a cool toned brown shade, I just find it helps me do that. Yeah, I think you can see the difference between the two eyes. It just helps it look a little smoother. Now on a flat brush, I'm gonna take the black shade Badwater Basin. And this is more of a gray black. This isn't like super bam pigment in your face type of black, because honestly black eyeshadow scares me slightly. I don't use it a ton, so I like something a little more beginner friendly. But even then I only picked up a tiny bit of this because I would rather have to build it up than have to deal with too much black eyeshadow all at once. And I'm just starting by putting this in the outer third, and honestly I think that was enough pigment for my liking, at least. And I'm kind of continuing that diagonal shape up towards the tip of my brow. And I'm also pulling it about halfway through the crease. And then I'm going to take that same fluffy brush from before and just try to blend that out even softer up into like this half of the skin just below my eyebrow. Instead of taking my diagonal like out this way, I'm taking it like up pretty sharply, which I kind of thought would look weird on me, not gonna lie, but I really, really like it. It actually gives the effect I've wanted from my makeup for a long time, but just wasn't 100% sure how to achieve. So I'm really glad I learned how to do this technique. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more of the black on this fluffy brush And just kind of continue this blend. I just wiped it off though because I had too much. And then I'm going to take a little more breathe in. I'm just kind of going back and forth between the shades until I'm happy with it. I love how Ccolor Cosmetics mattes blend. I'm so happy with that. And it's a black eyeshadow and it's still easy to blend. It still shears out. It doesn't give you like too much, but they're pigmented. I love this formula. I do. And I'm not just saying that because this is my palette, you know? I'm saying that because I genuinely adored this formula before collabing with them, which is why I was so glad they wanted to collab with me. Comments a relaxing thought. Guessing for you, it's not. I didn't like that song at first, but it's grown on me. I have added 4 Midnight songs to my playlist, and originally it was only 1. It was only Vigilante shit. But now I'm like, okay, I like Karma, I like Bejeweled, and I do like Antihero. I don't know if any more will make it on my playlist, but I've been listening to those 4 on repeat. Now in the promo photo, I was using a black in my waterline. I was actually using Ccolor's black eyeliner pencil, and I really like that pencil, but I lost it at the photo shoot. We did it at my best friend's house, and I have not been able to find that eyeliner since. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a white eyeliner today because I like this look with both, and I have that on hand. So I'm gonna use my NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the shade Milk. I do like how that brightens this look. If I don't want it so dramatic, I mean, it's pretty dramatic, but whatever. Then on a little smudgy brush, I'm gonna take more of Mirage, which is that silver, and run that along the lower lash line. Taking a little bit of the black on that same brush just to connect the lower lash line up. Just taking a blank fluffy brush and blending that, kind of blending it up and blending out that silver too. Then I'm going to take the matte white Telescope Peak. Was this the same shade I used as an inner corner highlight in the first look? I don't remember, but it's what I used in this look for the promo picture. So then I'm going to take a little bit of 134 and I'm going to put that under my brow bone. And this shade was actually modeled after one of my all-time favorite highlighters. So I am just going to take my highlighter brush because I'm not wearing any highlighter on my face. And I'm going to use that. And there we go. There is the finished look. Now today on my lips, I have the Milani lipstick in the shade 61 Matte Naked. This is one of my like go-to My Lips But Better nudie type of shades. But in the promo photo, I was wearing Victress by Propa Beauty. So if you're wondering, those are the lipsticks that I've paired with this look. And with that, let's go ahead and dive right into the third look. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm excited to do it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Hello, welcome to the third look. I'll be honest, the fact that this is real, that this is happening, has sunk in so much to the point where I am like nervous and the perfectionism is kicking in. So this is actually the 4th time I have filmed the third look. The first 2 just, it wasn't coming together. So if my makeup looks like I took it off and had to patch it back up, I did multiple times. But you know what? That is okay. That is who I am as a person. Honestly, I kind of expected this. The fact that it's just coming up in the third look instead of the first 2, I'm gonna count myself lucky. But because of that, I probably am going to play this a little safer than I was intending to because I wanted to do like this really cool red look that honestly was using a new technique to me, and like, maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe now is not the time for that. So I'm gonna do something a little more in my comfort zone, in my wheelhouse, but I do wanna use the colors in this palette. So I'm gonna do a bright yellow look. I know I already used the shade Pinion Juniper, but I wanna play with the shades Vegas Lights and Sun Heat because they're beautiful and I do love a yellow eyeshadow look. And you know what? The red just isn't working for me right now. So I'm gonna start by taking the shade Sun Heat and I'm gonna run that through my crease. I do love a bright primary yellow. I mean, obviously, I put it in my palette. Of course I love it. Then I'm just gonna take a blank brush with no pigment on it and blend out the edges even more. Then on a flat brush, I'm gonna take the shade Le Désert and just pop that on the outer third. Then again, just taking a blank brush. Going to use my CoverGirl CG Smoothers just to clean up the edges. I used black in the waterline for the other looks, so I'm going to use that again just because I feel like I still have some left in my waterline and I don't want to bother trying to make it a different color. I'm gonna go ahead and use Pinion Juniper on the lower lash line, and I'll probably mix in some of Le Désert on the outer third just to connect it back up into the look. I really like doing that with this palette if I'm doing like the primary yellows or primary reds, using the grungy yellow or the grungy red on the lower lash line, or vice versa if I use like the grungy shades on top, using the primary ones on the lower lash line, just to give the look a little something extra, you know? Now, you know I love my soft everyday type of shimmers, which is why that is what this palette is full of, but you can amp them up a bit if you spray them or use a glitter glue. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a glitter glue today. Just taking a little bit of the NYX glitter glue on a flat brush. I'm not trying to do a cut crease or anything, so I'm gonna tap that out a little bit. And I'm just taking Vegas Lights on my finger. Like, it's so pretty. I love a primary yellow shimmer. Again, obviously, I put it in my palette. Why would I put something I don't love in my palette? I am so glad this look is turning out well, because oh, that was not a fun time. Then for the inner corner, I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade 134. It has a little bit of pink in it, but I just want a shimmer inner corner for this look. And it's neutral enough that it'll still work. Yeah, with the yellows, it just kind of looks like a champagne-y shimmer. The pink really doesn't pop unless you put it next to the reds. Yeah, let's put a little under my brow bone too. I kind of got away from brow bone highlights for a while, but I've kind of been coming back to them. Especially like a really icy one for some reason. I've just been going to that a lot. Honestly, this is one of those looks that I had in mind when I was like picking out the colors for this palette, because I love yellow crease, yellow shimmer, brown outer corner. Like, this is a classic SarahJo look, in my opinion, which I'm really the only opinion that matters for that. But this is like one of my go-to colorful looks. For my lips, I used the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Juicy Gloss, and here is the finished look. Like I said, this really is just one of my go-to colorful looks, and I mean, using my palette, how crazy is that? And there we go, 3 looks using the Death Valley Ccolor X SarahJo eyeshadow palette. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you love this palette as much as I do. I really tried to make sure that it would fit people who didn't just have my makeup aesthetics, but that it would kind of stretch across makeup aesthetics and be something that a lot of different people would find inspiring. So I can't wait to see your looks. If you use this palette, if you recreate these looks, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see them. Even if you recreate these looks using stuff that's already in your collection and not this palette, or obviously if you do looks with this palette that were not in this video, like, tag me. I want to see. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.